Empezamos esta...
Let's start this second session for the first day. This is going to be an international session from Paraguay, Italy, and Mexico. And the first lecture is going to deal on the gvSIG project. And the presenter will be Roxana Sanchez. This is a gvSIG project. Good morning. I come from the Center of Information in Geographical Information. I'm going to present the projects that we are doing with the help of gvSIG. For you to know what is the Itaipú Technological Park, this is at the dam of Itaipú. It's in the border between Paraguay and Brazil. And we work both in the area of Brazil and the area of Paraguay. And we work with all the estimates at a national level, with the government, with the society, with private companies and universities. The park has different centers working in different specialist areas. The area that is working with geographical information is the CIIG. And we start with the project, and the main project is the National Itaipú. The first project was the system of geographical information for hydrology, and that covers 820,000 kilometers, more or less from the border with Argentina up to Brasilia, covering Argentina, Paraguay, and Brazil. It covers almost all the eastern region of Paraguay. What we did with the project was for areas which was the information tools used for the geographical information and level curves, the flooding areas, and many other information related to this. Also, topographical mapping and others. After we had to make a data bank, because even if Itaipú is one of the largest areas in the world, now they are trying to make one in China, but all of their data are in Excel. Since 1987, they had all data, but they were all in Excel format, even data on paper, on a hard copy. And all of them, they were included on a data bank, and also dated which were related to bathymetry, because since the dam was built, they do bathymetries of all the areas they are measuring 2 or 3 times a year. They do measurements of this area in order to see whether there is erosion, or because that has an influence on the production of electric energy, because that depends on the level of the water. All those bathymetric data, they are carried out in the field. There is a follow-up of all the basic data. There are 48 stations in Itaipú. and they are covering all the area. That could include all the data. We were having base maps, theme maps with all data of the stations and all data related to them. We took the location data of the stations, referencing data, and all measurements were related to this. And two applications were created with two modules, one which is a desktop application divided into two modules. One module is for the access to the system, because Itaipú, all of its data are confidential, and they have a very high level of safety. And the second module is the administrative module and the management of the administrations, as well as the bathymetric measurements. The web application was done in order to display all the information that existed in the desktop module. As you see in the second image, they could do then the comparison of the different measurements, and then they could see if there was an erosion, and then see which measures should they take. Then we did an inventory of all the hydroenergetic resources of the eastern region of Paraguay. It has two dams which are binational and one which is national. The two binational are Itaipú, and the other is in the border with Argentina. It's binational too, and there are no other dams. So then we only have three dams in the whole country. Paraguay has two regions, the eastern and western regions. The eastern area is dry. The western area is dry, and the eastern area has two rivers, and then we can create dams of average size. So they. So then we were able to make 22 locations where future dams could be built. All of this that was done with a software of the University of Porto Alegre in Brazil. We were not able to generate all the information with a gvSIG because they were not compatible with GeoProcess, but all the information that was generated of all the mappings and the locations with power potential, they were shown in gvSIG. That was the final result, so that everybody could they generated all the information in gvSIG, and also they generated a printed map with all the information. This is a center that exists both in Brazil and Paraguay, and that's why it says International Center for Hydro Information Technology in the right bank, because the right bank is Paraguay and the left is Brazil. All the information which is available in a web environment is containing the mapping and databases of hydrology in Paraguay. We have a lake that is polluted and is very important in Paraguay, and sensors were installed in the lake, and daily we have a monitoring, and this is done because this center only works with gvSIG. It doesn't use any other type of software. And through the center, we were promoting the use of gvSIG And in 2014, we had the first Paraguayan meeting of gvSIG for 3 days, and we were lucky enough to have Alvaro with us that time, that participated in the opening of the meeting. We were not able that was closed for 50 people. We were not able to open it more, and that was addressed to university students in the areas of environmental engineering and information technology. We did what we call a workshop for 2 days presential, and for 2 days we implemented the online workshop in the Moodle platform. We are implementing this way of doing a training and spreading the knowledge of gvSIG, and that was also reduced in attendance, only 30 people, students for national universities and civil servants. That was very important. And for us, that was highly innovative because it was the first time that we used the Moodle platform in order to allow for the knowledge of gvSIG. We did that in education because we attended the Latin American meeting in Uruguay, and we saw in 2009 that the gvSIG educat was being used in the schools in Uruguay, and that was sent to Paraguay. We did a pilot test in 2014 with a national school for 13 and 14-year-old boys and girls. We have a test with 70 students, 16 professors, 16 teachers were trained, and it was really helpful. This is a school that has no computers, so the park has some centers in some areas which are centers that have computers, and so that people have information about this. And this is a technological center. We had a lot of attendance. The space was very small, and there were 3 boys working, but it was really very interesting because there were students that, according to their teachers, they were not going to pass the geography subject because geography and history may be boring. And we were generating mappings according to what the Ministry of Education establishes that has to be taught that year. And they were very happy. They were able to pass the subject. We added an additional module, so and we told them how to use GPS, and they could download the data, and they could visualize the items that they could capture. We did a kind of gincana where the people with a GPS they should that was disseminated in the press, and we received congratulations from gvSIG. This, as far as that was a pilot project, we want to implement this at a national level. And we are working now using gvSIG in geomatic applied to the cadastre of the Hernandarias town, which is where the dam is located. The whole municipality had the information in all May, and they had information of the plots and the blocks, but not in a visual way. All the civil servants that work in the cadastre were trained to use gvSIG because it's the software that is going to use the municipality, because this is a municipality that has no purchasing power in order to buy a better one. So they are going to use, they did all the because we have a service of cadastre that handles the cadastre information of the whole country, and we are their support for the whole region of the High Paraná, that includes the city of Hernandarias. And I'm going to tell you how the layers are generated and how they generated the streets and the neighborhoods of the whole municipality of Hernandarias. We also did the elevations. This map had the municipality, and incredibly, all the plots that we could process with this old map were coincident. So that this is what we are doing. And this is the software specifically that the park promotes as the free software that has to be used.